For years, businesses obsessed over finding new customers, more advertising, more expansion, more users, more traffic. The assumption was simple. Constant growth would solve everything. But across corporate America, something major has changed. Companies are now far more focused on keeping existing customers than endlessly chasing new ones. And this shift is quietly reshaping how businesses operate across nearly every industry. Because in today's economy, repeat customers have become one of the most valuable assets a company can have. One of the biggest reasons for this shift is cost. Finding new customers has become extremely expensive. Online advertising costs have exploded over the last several years. Social media platforms, search engines, and digital marketplaces are crowded with businesses all fighting for the same attention. Companies now spend enormous amounts of money just to convince consumers to click on an ad. And even after spending heavily, there is no guarantee those customers will stay. That creates a major problem because attracting customers only becomes profitable if those customers continue spending over time. This is why businesses are becoming obsessed with retention. A repeat customer is far more valuable than a one-time buyer. Repeat customers spend more consistently, require less marketing, and often generate profits much more efficiently. In uncertain economic conditions, predictability matters enormously, and repeat customers are predictable. That is why companies across America are redesigning strategies around long-term customer relationships instead of nonstop expansion alone. Consumers themselves are also changing. People switch brands faster than ever. They compare prices constantly online. They cancel subscriptions quickly. And they often prioritize convenience over loyalty. Businesses see this happening everywhere. So companies are trying to create systems that make customers stay connected longer. That is one reason memberships and subscriptions exploded across nearly every industry. Retailers push loyalty programs. Restaurants push mobile apps. Streaming services bundle memberships. Airlines expand reward systems. Even grocery stores increasingly lock discounts behind accounts and memberships. The goal is no longer simply making a sale. The goal is creating ongoing customer behavior. Because businesses realize something important. A customer who spends smaller amounts repeatedly is often more valuable than someone making occasional large purchases. That steady spending creates stable revenue, and stable revenue protects profits. Investors love predictable businesses because predictable businesses feel safer during uncertain economic conditions. That is why companies constantly measure retention rates, repeat spending, customer churn, and subscription loyalty now. Keeping customers became just as important as attracting them. Technology companies especially helped drive this shift. For years, many tech businesses focused heavily on rapid user growth, but eventually investors stopped rewarding endless expansion without profits. Suddenly, retaining paying users became far more important than simply adding new ones. That mindset spread across the entire economy. Today, businesses increasingly design products around habit formation. Apps send notifications constantly. Retailers offer personalized discounts. Streaming platforms recommend endless content. Fast food chains push app-exclusive rewards. Companies want consumers returning regularly because habits create repeat spending, and repeat spending creates stability. Data plays a huge role in this strategy too. Modern businesses collect enormous amounts of information about customer behavior. What people buy, how often they shop, what promotions work best, what causes cancellations, what keeps people engaged. Companies use this data to personalize experiences and increase retention. Artificial intelligence is making this even more powerful. Businesses now use AI to predict when customers might stop spending and identify ways to keep them connected longer. The better companies understand behavior, the easier it becomes to increase loyalty. Another major reason businesses are suddenly focused on repeat customers is fear. Many executives quietly worry consumers are becoming financially weaker. Debt levels are rising, housing costs remain extremely high. Savings have declined for many households. Businesses fear consumer spending could slow suddenly if economic pressure increases further. So companies increasingly value dependable customers they can count on during uncertain times. This is why businesses are prioritizing retention over risky expansion. Retailers focus heavily on loyalty apps. Fast food chains push reward systems. Streaming services constantly bundle new features to reduce cancellations. Even luxury brands increasingly care about long-term customer ecosystems instead of one-time purchases. The corporate mindset has changed. For years, growth was everything. Now stability matters more, and repeat customers create stability. This also explains why companies increasingly push subscriptions, memberships, and recurring payment systems. A monthly customer is more predictable than a random shopper. Businesses prefer continuous, smaller payments over depending entirely on occasional large purchases. Because continuous spending creates stronger, long-term customer relationships. Competition is another major reason for this shift. Modern consumers have endless choices in almost every industry. Businesses know customers can leave instantly if there is no reason to stay connected. So companies increasingly build ecosystems designed to make leaving feel inconvenient. Rewards, points, exclusive perks, membership benefits, personalized recommendations. Everything is designed to increase customer attachment. And perhaps the biggest reason companies are suddenly obsessed with repeat customers is this. Businesses no longer fully trust endless consumer growth. For decades, corporations assumed future spending would continue expanding automatically. Now many executives think much more cautiously. Consumers feel financially pressured, markets feel unstable, and uncertainty feels permanent. So instead of relying entirely on constantly finding new buyers, businesses are trying to maximize the value of the customers they already have. Because in today's economy, a loyal repeat customer is no longer just good for growth. For many businesses, repeat customers are becoming essential for survival. And that is exactly why companies across America are suddenly prioritizing retention, loyalty systems, memberships, and repeat spending more aggressively than ever before.